Hi, my name is José, and I'm going to talk about the Templars, more specifically about what they were. It was an order of cavalry called the Order of the Power Knights of Christ and the Temple of Solomon, famous as the Order of the Templars. It consisted of nine French knights, among them Hugo de Pence and Geoffrey de Saint Omer. His aim, at least apparently, was to see through convenience and protected pilgrims going to Jerusalem. Later, she took part of in battles and built a network of financial aid to European kings, feudal lords, and pilgrims. These attitudes did not please King Philip IV of the France, who arrested and suppressed the Knights of the Temple in his kingdom, as we will see later. The Order of the Templars was a kind of syncretism between the monastic faith and the courage of high-level warriors, thus constituting one of the most fearless and powerful military congregations of the period marked by the presence of the Crusades. Its members took vows of poverty, charity, devotion, and obedience, wore white robes with the characteristic red cross. The newborn institution came to have as its a symbol a horse mounted by two riders. In short, it was an order formed by kingly monks to protect Jerusalem after the city's conquested in the 12th century by the Crusaders. Crusaders are expeditions organized by the European Christian powers to take the region out of Muslim rule.
Was it came about? On the roads to Jerusalem, there were many robberies caravans. In 1120s, in response to the call for help from King Baldwin II of Jerusalem, a group of knights willing to a life of sacrifice offered to protect Christians in the Holy Land. Poor knights of Christ, as they recall, embodied two seemingly contradictory realities: military life, with its badly and psychical challenge, and religious life, with its austerities and many prayers. Hugo de Peñas, its first leader, life with the first knights a life of extreme poverty. By concession of Baldwin, they came to live in the Mosque of Al-Aqsa, where the Temple of Jerusalem was built. The strategy had success, and the more warriors volunteered and righteous they begged to have 400 warriors.
Hello, I'm Gabriela Queiroz Capuano, and I'm going to talk about the first battles and the growth of the Templars. Starting with the first battles, the Templars officially debuted on the battlefield in the year 1129 when they had to intervene in an attack on the second King Baldwin on his way to Damascus. But in 1138, the Templars are defeated by the Turks in the city of Tekoa in an unsuccessful attempt to take it from the Turks. Another defeat occurred in the failed attempt to invade the city of Accioli in the year 1153, when 14 knights were surrendered and killed by the Turks. As early as 2019, take advantage of the weakening of Saladin's army in view of the growth of the Mongol army, the Crusaders allowed them to take Damietta in Egypt. However, the lack of unity among the three great crusaders' orders made alliances impossible, and the troops withdrew months later. Now we're going to talk about the growth of Templars. Over time, the Order of Templars became very rich and very powerful. They received several land grants in Europe, in addition to the donations of seculars to the order. The Templars also received constant blessings from the popes. But the order didn't only live on donations. The Templars used the properties that were donated to them to plant wheat, barley, and raise animals. The substances of the knights was given by the sale of wheat, barley, sheep's wool, beef, and cheese made with milk from the animals raised on the Templar properties. People who didn't meet the criteria that were taken into account at the beginning also began to be accepted to the order. Some, the desire to defend Christians from death ceased to be the main motivations of Knights Templar. In this context, the order is divided into milita, which are Christians, Knights committed to the initial motivations of the order, and malita, people who only self-recognize and states for belonging to the order.
Hi, I'm Elena, and I'm gonna tell you how this all ended. Since the 12th century, the city of Jerusalem and around were controlled by Arab peoples who didn't not build barriers for Christian visitation. They kept a certain harmonious relationship with European people. However, in the mid-10th century, the Turks had taken over this region and prevented it from aggressively and challenged the primacy of Christians, challenging them and murdering them. As for Europe, this region was considered saint, as well as taking consideration the local resistance for the Catholic primacy emerges. From West Europe to resume the power of the Holy Hand. In other words, the Crusades are born.